The Nigerian president recently was begging the foreign minister of the United States of America to quickly bring the U.S. African Command headquarters into Africa. To do what? This is the kind of mentality which has led us to this state. We in Ghana have perhaps even done worse. We have not only granted the United States of America the right to establish a military base in our country, we have dedicated Terminal 1 of our airport to the use of U.S. forces. What are the implications of that for national security? This U.S. Army, which is being chased by all kinds of groups all over the world and so on, you brought them here to establish a base here. When you take rotten fish into a place, what do you expect? You don't expect maggots? You don't expect foul smell and so on? So all of these things add up. They add up. Recently, the major military exercise undertaken by the U.S. Army in West Africa used Ghana as a base. It's a threat. And I fully agree with the Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa that we should have used the Nkrumah model for the provision of security for the African people. The African High Command and so on. All these things are already there. This ECOWAS leaders meeting here today, what are they discussing? At the end of the meeting, what will they be doing? Begging France, begging Britain, begging the US and so on to come and use our territories as basis for the promotion of their own interests. These leaders embarrass us, all of them, without exception. They embarrass us by their attitude. They have no confidence in themselves, they have no confidence in their people, and they are not determined to build their own independent security services that will protect us. Always begging Israel, an apartheid state, begging Britain, a former colonial power, begging France, a meddler in our affairs, and so on, to come and protect them. Any wonder we have this situation on our hands? Any wonder we have this situation on our hands? Look, what is happening and beginning to happen is serious. And the earlier our leaders took the manifestations we are seeing seriously and began to act as proper leaders who have confidence in their people to build the structures we need to incorporate the population in the effort to provide security and so on, the better it will be for all of us. Look, we have seen the consequences of these insurgencies throughout the world. You know, and sometimes I sit back and I wonder how some of our people think. Look at the insecurity in Syria. How did it happen? ISIS and co-Minini, how did they get to Syria? The Western media worked overtime to encourage people to go there, the mercenaries. The demented Islamic insurgents and so on were deliberately encouraged and sent into Syria to destabilize Syria. That Syria has become a hub for international terrorism is the result of the actions of the Western countries and Western intelligence services. They developed the situation in Syria. They created the situation. We are now looking up to them for solution. How funny can we be? How funny can we be? The forces that are now stationed in Libya, terrorizing all of us and so on, who created them? Not the Western intelligence agencies. Is it not the Western intelligence agencies who, in their brazen madness to overthrow the Gaddafi regime, created all of these terrorist groups in Libya? Is it not the Western intelligence agencies? Let's wake up. We, the African people, must wake up. And we, the African people, may soon have to take our destinies into our own hands and create the conditions that will be conducive for increasing production to solve the material needs of our people, to provide the material needs of our people, to create the conditions that enable us to reproduce ourselves so that we can survive in the future. There's a lot of work to be done. Because we cannot leave our destinies into the hands of these people who are now parading as our leaders. They don't care about us. They have no vision. They are the people who have no vision. It is not the Nkrumahs and the Ahmed Sekuturis and Modibo Keitas who have no vision. It is the leaders we have today who are begging foreign powers to come and establish military bases on our continent who have no vision. And they need to be replaced.